Welcome to the Seven Crosses series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 15th of July 1968, and the game's on pause for a reason which I'll explain in a little while. But before that, as usual, a big thank you for your comments and feedback. You guys give me so much to think about. Now, one interesting comment I did get was related to the new loyalty mechanic that will come in when the next update drops in October. Because if any of you have followed the series, you'll be aware that I've kind of voiced a little bit of concern over suddenly having that mechanic appear when I haven't been able to prepare for it. What someone suggested is that when that update drops, if someone's got the cash, what you could do is actually auto build some of the new buildings in some ways to represent the party asserting its authority on the population to build up loyalty. So that's something that we need to consider. One other thing I'm thinking is that what I would like to do is get a couple of radio stations in place so that they will be ready for when the new mechanic comes in. So at least we'll be able to get some propaganda out using the radio stations. Now, another comment somebody posted was around the fact that me overloading the construction offices. And yeah, I must admit I do have a bad habit from that perspective, but one thing I was trying to do in the last video, and I've done, and I've continued to try and do, is get the groundworks finished so that I'm not consuming any steel, but I just wanted the concrete mixers and the dumpers working in this area so that we kind of get a little bit of a jump ahead on this construction process. Because one of the problems I've got is the distance that we got to haul concrete and asphalt. And that's one thing I want to think about in this part, because what I'm considering is a construction yard here producing concrete and asphalt and boards. So we're going to be working in this area with a bit of planning in this part. Now, the other thing I'm also considering is putting in a proper cement plant over here, because we got access to coal. We've got a certain amount of gravel here, because originally I was going to wait until we got out here because we got some gravel production here. So I was thinking about when we build the next town here that I can start producing cement here, which will eventually be used across the map. But I'm thinking that a small cement plant over here might be advantageous considering the amount of building we've got. And I think also if I can get it up and running with reasonable efficiency, I could probably feed it back into over here. In fact, thinking about it, I'm just wondering whether another small cement plant up here would be just as useful, because I've got to accept that this calcium furnace here hasn't exactly been a resounding success. It's just too limited. I think it's useful when you're starting out really small, but I don't think it's going to work. So what I'm thinking, I could get a cement plant in there. That's a possibility. Now, another comment I got was related to the construction train here. And somebody pointed out that it might be a waste of money at the moment, considering the steel shortage, to actually spend money on a cheap construction train, just to show you if anyone's not sure. I was considering buying this for 126,000, but someone was saying it's possibly postponing it a little while until such time as I've actually got a more reliable source of steel. And I think they've got a pretty valid point. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to hold off the track laying until this steel mill is built here, so that what we'll have is this steel mill driving our expansion this way, and the steel mill here actually supplying the steel to here to lay track. Now, another suggestion I got was related to getting out here with respect to getting the oil online. And what I'm thinking now is I built this road out here because we got a little bit of coal in this area. And similar to what I was just talking about on the other side, I was thinking of using this as a combination of supplying heating coal to the map, and also probably another construction cement works here. And that might be an option, and that's actually relatively close. But I think what I'm going to need to do is possibly have a intermediate town here, which is what someone was suggesting, around what's that called, Warsaw. It's quite a nice name actually. And so if we put a small town here, one, we could probably get some farming going in this area, and that will actually act as a forward construction area as well. And I think that is probably most of the comments. So if I think about anything else, I will talk about them as and when I remember them. I'm just going to unpause now because I just wanted to show you that we've got a bit of a food crisis. Not in there. I've completely run out of food, and my shops are running out of food now. So things are getting a little bit critical, but at the moment the food situation is okay. So I've literally just scraped in under the wire, and hopefully, let me just speed it up. We might as well go for the inevitable. But of course, I've also got a problem up here in the sense that up here, this silo is not quite finished yet. It still needs another 11 tons of steel, and you can see that the harvesters are already going out. And the other thing I wouldn't mind is another covered hole up here. Looks like we got some steel coming in here. Now that reminds me of something someone posted on my Four Corners series about the construction vehicles picking up quite small loads. And this is one of the problems you do get, is especially when you've got limited supplies. Because one thing I've noticed is the vehicles carrying supplies for the construction offices don't wait until loaded. If there's not a full load there, or if the production facility isn't producing, they just pick up what's available, and that's it. And that means that you can end up, see, like this guy here, come in here, and he's literally picked up 1.5 tons, but he's actually left steel behind. It makes me wonder, where are you going? Yeah, you're going to the big grain silo. I just wonder if there's only 1.5 tons left now up here. Now, I know that seems very inefficient. Let's see, what, 4.58. But I think I remember reading in one of the dev diaries that the devs have been looking at this situation to see whether they can actually improve it. Now, so what I'm going to do is just keep looking at this for the moment, because as soon as this is finished, I need to do the switch between here. So for the moment, until that's built, I'm not going to kind of focus on anything else. Here comes the 1.6 tons of steel. I think the best way to beat this problem is to always ensure that your supply areas for construction offices are always jam-packed with resources. If you do that, what tends to happen is that the trucks always pick up the full required amount that they need. So we need 4.2 tons of steel. And I think while that's actually going on, I just want to look at my road crew over here, because I've got a feeling that they're not doing very much. I don't think I really want to push them out that far just at the moment. So I think what I'm going to do is we're just going to give them a few infill jobs. I don't think much is going on out here at the moment, so they should pick that up. Get that one job underway. I mean, I do really need to infill some of this stuff in this area anyway. In fact, I think what we are going to do is not to fill that in, but what we need to do is ensure that that's actually assigned to the here, because that's too short for the machinery. I think I'm gonna send another covered hole out here. You can see what, hopefully now the crops are coming and we should pick up a few things as well. We're just gonna see if we can buy another covered hole. And I'm kind of pushing the money a little bit. I'm still torn between these two. I think we'll go with that one. I'll just assign you up to here. Well, get the one in there. These guys are finished now. Goodness for that. Do is just get you to unload into here for the moment. And just assign you to there. Of course, we're going to get a bit of inefficiency to start with, simply because the covered holes are going all the way down here. So until they've done those round trips, we'll have a bit of a problem. Hopefully the crops are now flowing into here, and we are now getting some food. But of course, what we're going to get here is a rush of people. Now this gets quite scary because you've got lots of people waiting out the store trying to get food. But if you know it's a genuine shortage due to, like I say, at the moment, of food, all you can do is just let it run. And of course, I think everyone's packing into there. As this store's got it, but there's less people coming up to here. But hopefully, we will be able to deal with that, and we won't lose too many people. I think that's solved. I think what we can do now is get over to here, and what I would like to do now is we've got this being built and this just needs 1.1 tons. I think it's time now to get our next priority job, which is the power station, because I think at the moment imports power, the cost of power is building up. So I think if we can get this up and running and built, that will make a fair amount of difference to the economy as well. Of course, what we're going to need to do is make these connections here so that we can feed the power station from this coal yard here. Of course, we've got plenty of coal in here for the heating plant. Of course, we've got this area here. I think what we will do is assign you to there as well, so we can start bringing in the prefabs for this area, and we can start providing more accommodation for our workforce, because we're going to need it out here. I mean, truthfully, I don't really want to add much more to this area unless I have to. Although, having said that, I was talking about a cement plant here, wasn't I? Now, I think here this cement plant is only going to be for supply and production. I think I've got a small cement plant here. Let me just see. Electronic slaughterhouse, electronic assembly, more chemical plant, vegetable garden. Of course, I've got to find it first. Small clothing. Yeah, we've got a small cement plant here. It's got storage for 15 tons of coal and 25 tons of gravel. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to connect this up to anything, and I'm not sure I want to actually. Oh well, wow! Oh, look at that. We can just get that in there. Like that. I can squeeze that in just there. Like that. That'd be right next to the bus stop, so it means I won't have to put in. Oh, look at that. Get that there. Of course, what we're going to need is some storage. What I would like is some kind of dry bulk storage, so that we've got a second pickup point. We've got here, oh, we've got a small cement silo green here. I think that's the same as the one I built over there, isn't it? Can't build due to infrastructure. Okay. And then I think this is a through type thing, isn't it? Just check that. Actually, we can build out. We should be able to build out a road there and a road there. So that should get picked up. And I think these little roads need to be assigned here. Assign you there and there. And if push comes to shove, I could put a small gravel store behind. Let me just check that. Not that I think I really need it. Yeah, we've got kind of ring-in area here. I think to begin with, I don't think we're going to need a auxiliary stores, because this is quite close, and we got this small distribution office here, which why did I build this? Oh, I think I built it to deliver fuel out here, didn't I? Because we got a little. Well, the fuel's okay. Got a slot for 3, but we just. How is the fuel situation? Yeah, I mean the fuel's a bit sketchy at the moment. Actually, these guys are kind of just parked up at the moment, but they're going to get busy as the gas stations start to run low. I think at the moment I'm not going to mess with the fuel. We're just going to let it run for the moment. Actually, I've just messed this up, haven't I? Trying to assign in more buildings. I think we're just going to take that warehouse out. You're going to unload there. I'm going to remove you. I think what we'll do... Yeah, I've kind of butchered that a little bit. I think if we take off the big warehouse for the moment, and then put you on this side, and you can unload into the moment. I'm going to be quite happy for these structures to bung everything into there, and then what I can do is sort out bringing the crops down to here later on, because I think at the moment we're getting enough crops into here. I just want to make sure, yeah, we're getting the crops flowing into here, so we're doing quite well actually at the moment. I've now got a cement works out here, which I think will work quite nicely. Has this guy got anything else? All you've got is an unfinished road. Kind of part of me says start to bring online some of this stuff up here as well. I don't think we need... I think at the moment I would like is some... What we got here? I mean, we got a little bit of spare slack. I'm just wondering whether we can just use this slack time to... Actually, no. No. We've got slack time. That's what I want built. Because we can get this food factory going, we can separate the alcohol from the food production, and we get more food production there. Yeah, nearly made a mistake there. Let's just have a look. We've now got this here. You're going to store coal, and you guys are going to drop off point here, and we're going to start at 40%. So I don't want all the trucks rushing in and out of here. Actually, so we just want to build this supply up over time. I think what we could do is brick factory, take the heating plant off now. What we got? Building on fire. Don't tell me it's in... Oh. This could be serious. Our guys are on it. That's something I couldn't afford to happen. Wow, these guys have already built in the roads. Hey guys, you've got another job. You can start working on that as well. So you can build the food factory and the cement plant for the moment. Now, what I would like to do is something similar out here. Maybe not the cement plant. We could put a cement plant in there, but I think if we got one cement plant, we can bring the cement out here. And what I'm thinking out here is an asphalt plant and a concrete plant. So we can bring the cement in from up over there, but eventually we may build a small cement plant, say about here. And what I'm thinking is to make my own bitumen, so we don't have to haul the bitumen out here. Start with the concrete plant. What do we need? Yeah, I can't even remember what I need for a concrete plant. We need gravel and cement. So what we're kind of thinking of is another store here, aren't we? What is that? Is that there? Concrete plant? So say for example I put another gravel store out here. So to drive this, say for example I put this here. Let's see if we can work this out. So if I say, oh actually yeah, I want this to be close enough so that people could walk out here. That's the first thing. We need the cement plant there, and we need an asphalt plant as well. And if I go for my usual type configuration, say like that, then we're just hooking the code like that. And then I can put another aggregate store. So we'd have to put a conveyor, say about here. Zoom in. So if we put a conveyor like that, just there. And then we put a small aggregate store thing like that. That puts this in a slightly awkward position, but that's not a problem. So say for argument's sake I put the aggregate store there. And I can get that under there like that. You can come there and you can come in there. What we might do is put an unloading bay there. So we've got that there. Got a concrete plant there. We go to storage. Where's that dry bulk thingy bob again? Never find it. Yeah, I'm almost certain this is a through situation here. So if we put you there, again, I'm just going to drop a road in here. And you can come there, and you can come down to there. So what that means is we can put the dry bulk cement into there. That will drive the concrete plant, and then they've got the asphalt plant here. Now comes the fun bit, because what I'd like out here, I was just take a quick pause and look around and just make sure everything is going okay, because we can't afford disasters. Looking at this, we're on the 8th of September and we're already out here harvesting the big main crops out here. And I think the new combines are certainly making a difference. I'm a bit worried about it. You can pick up from that field there. I'm pretty sure I've now got everything covered. Here we're probably running behind quite considerably. But how many trucks have you got in here? You've got 3. You've got 4. I think we're going to add got a little bit of money. I think I'm going to add another covered hole here. Whoops, sorry, got lost on the map. So we're going to get another covered hole, and we'll just go for the biggies. I know it's draining my money away, but I think getting more covered holes up here working, unloading the crops into here, because we need to try and get as much out of this as possible. So we've now got that here. We've got a little bit of gravel here, so I wonder if I could get some low-key gravel production here, because I do want to plan this town here. Let's just check my road crew over here, just see what you're up to. You're impressively back in your main office. Don't really want to mess with this area here. I think what I will do, this has been kind of bugging me for oops. I think we're just going to build in that. You guys can build that there. How we doing? Wow. They're starting to throw up that factory there. This one's, yeah, good old steel bricks and whatever it is. But that's okay. I'm quite happy to let this surge for the moment. I think those are the three kind of useful buildings. Here it's steel again, but we are getting through it. We've got 63 tons out here. We've got 27 tons. And we are filling this up quite nicely now. So our heating plant should be able to draw from here quite nicely. And of course, eventually we'll make this connection as well, but I don't think that's particularly important because we got these dumpers should be able to keep everything going. The brick factory is doing quite well. Of course, once we got this built, we can. I don't think can I assign you directly? Never tried this before. Bricks. Yes, it can. These guys can pick up from bricks directly. No, I think it's probably more efficient for them to actually pick the bricks up from there, because it's right next to the construction office, and rather than going all the way out there. So back to here, what I want to do in this area is I want to cut wood, make planks, and also make bitumen. So I think if we kind of do things in reverse order, so factory, we'll find the bitumen plant. Of course, that's got to have the pipelines in the wrong way, isn't it? We're gonna have to kind of, we may have to put an intermediate tank in the way. This is going to have to be a little bit further out than these things. In fact, I'm kind of thinking maybe we push it, go right out like that, so this guy can. What is it? He really needs to be that way round, doesn't he? So, say for argument's sake, we put the pitch extractor in here, like that. Then we're going to need a small open hole. Say for argument's sake, if I tilt you a little bit like that, you can come, maybe we'll stretch you a little bit like that, and then I think what we will do is go for an in-game woodcutter. We might as well use them. What's this guy's? We can woodcutter out like that, and then what we need is someone to actually create the planks as well. Where's the road from here? We'll put the road to the store there, so I know where it is. Then factory. I mean, we don't need massive amounts of boards, we just need a steady supply. And I think what I'd like to do is put in the carpenter's workshop here. How much does he produce? He produces 25 tons of boards per day. And I think that would be more than enough to keep things going if we put another store in. Say for argument's sake, I put you there. I think what I will do is put another small open store here. I know it's a bit of an extravagance, but I think it's going to be worth it. in the long run. And then what we'll do is put I'm going to start using the in-game cargo stations as well. If we put you out here, like that. So we've got the Woodcutter here. So what we're probably going to need in here is a bus station. Although whether we can get out to there, and then now the wood pitch guy. What's your storage like? Factory. Now he stores about 20 tons of bitumen, and this asphalt plant. Let me just see, what do you store? You've got 15. And I don't really feel that I need an intermediate store here, because if he's got 20 tons of bitumen, he's got 15. That's 35 tons of bitumen, and the maximum consumption rate is 15 tons. And again, if suppose we do create a surplus here, we could export the bitumen from here as part of a surplus, couldn't we? So let me just come in here. Storage. Back here. Where's the small oil storage? We could put you in, say, about there. Trouble is that's going to block off this road here. So say for argument's sake, I put it there, like that. We put that there. We bring a road in from here down to, say, about there. And then we run a pipe. About saying that we've got to go over the road like that, and then this I think I've got a little bit too carried away here. I've kind of created a mega complex here, where my original idea was just to produce planks and asphalt, and what we've kind of ended up with is something that's a little bit bigger than I originally intended. And I suppose what I'd better do is plant a whole raft of pine trees here, so that the woodcutter's got something to pick up. But I mean, it's going to be a fairly big investment, but I think if we can get this all built up, I think it will work. So how are we doing over here? We've got 730 tons in here. That should keep this coal plant going. We've got 59 tons on here. Now, one thing we are going to need to do is start building. Just come in here. Let's do it this way. Coal field main construction. So there's no point having a power plant if we can't connect it to the main grid. I'm going to add these, and if I don't do it now, I'm just going to forget all about it. So we're going to hook this into our main grid, so that when this is finished, and of course what we're going to need to do is think about this area here. And of course once the power station is built and running, we can take this power connection out here. Right, so we've got that going. Just get back over to here and see. I mean, wow, we're on the 12th of October, and let's take a quick little overview of what the situation is. We've still got residual crops in all this area, which is a cause for concern. Then we're in October. That one's empty. See, these have still got crops sat in them. Right, we've got the money. I'm gonna have to just use this. I'm gonna use another covered hole. I'm gonna use a. I got a new. Oh, brief moment then. What we got there? 4 tons. No, you're no good. We had just had a fire. Right, I'm just gonna get you. You guys can. Want you to pick up from there. You pick up from there. That's empty. And you can pick up from there as well. And you can unload into there. We just need to kind of skim off those crops as quickly as possible. So if we can empty out these 3 fields here. This one's empty. And I mean, eventually they will start backtracking and picking this stuff up, but I think what they do is they tend to chase the combine harvesters. And then they kind of go back and pick up the crops afterwards. Yeah, this guy's picking up from here. How are we doing up there? Up here, sorry, not there. Again, we got a similar situation here. But we got 2,000 tons of things in it. Now, I'm quite fairly happy to accept losses, but I think because we got 31,000 or 315,000, I'm gonna buy a couple more covered holes. And just buy 2 more. That was a bit expensive, but you get onto that one. You get onto here. So I think the crops situation needs to be pretty dramatic. How are we doing over here with the cement plant? This is coming along quite nicely. We built that there. Again, I think this connection's a little bit too short for the road crew, so assign you there on a support. What's the road crew doing? Nothing. Again, I think we're just going to keep you. They've built in that section there. I think we're gonna build in that bit and that bit. I think we've got this parallel road here. We're struggling a little bit from the fuel situation because I think what's happening is all the tankers are trying to keep, although I'm just wondering if I can just directly add you. We're going to put you on the fuel delivery line at 90%. 90%. Just going to kind of top load those guys. In fact, potentially, if you've got all your spaces allocated, yes, you have. But I think what I will do is use this distribution office to effectively run this cement works here. Because we got this small concrete silo to pick up point here. I think that will work. We could the dumpers and the the dumper trucks could go into here to supply the coal and gravel to here, and then we'll set up a cement distribution center as well. So I think I probably need to possibly asphalt these roads here as well. Of course, we got the heating plant there that needs some work done to it. I mean, I'll be honest, I feel that I am starting to get a little bit of momentum now, even if the steel situation is still a little bit dire. And I think at the moment, before we allocate any buildings, we're just going to let the road crew here have fun kind of building in all these roads here. Let me just see what's the coverage from the residents here. You can get to there, but you can't get to the asphalt plant. So what we're going to need here is a small bus station. And let me just see. Platform station. I wish there was a way that you could kind of separate these out a little bit so that you could sort out the difference between train stations and bus stations. Small bus stop there. I think that's probably a little bit too small, isn't it? Bus stop tiny. Oh, 160 passengers. I don't ever recall building one of these, so let's just give it a go and see if that will work. I think also what we might need to do is kind of go through here and see if there's anything that you're probably going to need assist on that. These roads are all quite long. I think it's more, I think what's happened here, see, is that these guys have, I think what you probably need is a second paver. Is that, all that's happened is the dumpers are all getting out here. So we've got dumpers here, but so what we could do is, I don't think, if you've got dumpers in here doing nothing, yes you have. And this is where sometimes it pays just to assign another construction office to it. That's too far away, because what they will do is send the dumpers down to this guy, and then these dumpers are kind of stood here like a bunch of lemons waiting for a paver. When we could buy a second paver, but do that, what I need to do is pick you up and send you to the depot here. Send you over here. What will a paver cost me? Have a quick look. 25,000. I think we can afford that. By sending the open hole here, what it means is I can load the paver onto the open hole and then use the open hole to transport the paver back over to there. I think we've got a lot of road building to do over here, so I think having two pavers out here might make a difference. These guys have now kind of finished this section. And I think I would like to, yeah, this guy's just been doing a bit of roadie rolling. I'm just going to fill in that section there. I think because winter's coming, actually, I think maybe asphalting these general areas will make quite a big difference. I think it'll cause a little bit of disruption, but I think getting that kind of asphalted in as well will make a difference. How are we doing here? Yeah, we've got the old perennial problem with steel, but I think we're going to do okay. Let's get over here. Yeah, I think this guy's actually out of bulldozers as well. How many bulldozers have I got over here? One. I think what we might need is a second bulldozer over here as well. So if the covered hole is over here, we'll just pick up. It hasn't arrived yet. I mean, it's going to take a little while to get out here. How's the fuel situation? It was still not gaining with the fuel. Okay, let me just check the. Right, so we're emptying out these fields. These fields are basically, the game is catching up a little bit now with the crops. You can see we're now in here. But what should happen now, you can see the trucks are now getting out and kind of catching up, because effectively we've only got the one combine up here. Consider we're on the 10th of November. That's not bad, actually. So it looks like the faster combines is making a difference. But of course, what we're probably going to find up here is these guys are going to be struggling quite badly. Though we got 3,000 odd. Wow. Pretty good, actually. Out of 5,400 and whatever it is. Don't know if you guys got any spare. Can't assign more buildings. Okay. What we're going to need to do is start bringing the crops down from here eventually. But I think that's this 3,000 odd tons here. Consider we're on the 13th of November. I can't see these guys. I don't know. They're actually doing a pretty good job, actually. Although these haven't finished. But then we got off to a late sowing season as well. I mean, we got crops all over the place. So I think the little truck that I've assigned here. Where are you? I think we can assign you to there. Just get rid of you. What that should mean is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 open holes, covered holes in here, and 5 in here. So that means we'll have 11 covered holes working this area. And I think that should make a difference. We're exporting bricks at the moment. Just going to buy a paver. We're going to load you onto there. And we're going to shunt you off to here. And there. You see where those dumpers from the other construction office have come in. This paver is now working his way down this way. Where are you going? Again, he's probably delivering to somewhere. Yeah, he's delivering to here, but they're not delivering the gravel, so we've got a bit of a problem there. But I think you guys have got a couple of spare dumpers, so I think where's the 2 jobs that we'll assign you to there and there. Moving into the winter. Wow, these guys are doing pretty good as well. So it looks like we're going to get some new accommodation. How's the food situation here? Bit dire. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Building on fire. Where are you? Game insists on trying to burn my gravel production down. Got a feeling that I may have to increase my... We got 4 there, but we got the local fire brigade, which is here, isn't it? I think you guys might need another fire truck. The game insists on trying to burn my production down. We got bitumen here, which is going quite well. So we need another 53 tons of steel to finish this small cement plant off. What would you need? 5.8 tons. I think what we could probably do is, I mean, it looks like you guys have got trucks sat around doing nothing, so I think we can just get into here. Here comes the winter. We're now on the 23rd of November. Let's see what the crops overlay situation is. We've got a tiny amount of crops in here, literally odd pieces of tons of crops. And that is it. That looks, I'm really happy with that. I think the problem is that these bits here aren't assigned, are they? So who's assigned to those? Nobody. Oh, we got these guys who are assigned. I mean, to be honest, I think I can afford to lose kind of 10 tons of crops. It's just literally one truck full. And what we're going to do now is put the place I can have a farmland road. Farmland road cargo station. You're going to go to load so that you guys can start ensure that these areas are fully supplied through the winter. How much have we got in here? We've only got 119 tons in here, but quite happy. Let's take a look, see what the situation up here is. It's probably going to be a little bit more dire. I mean, they're not doing bad actually. I mean, and we got nearly 4,000 tons in here. I mean, true that some of these fields haven't actually started harvesting, but you're going to pick 0.1 of a ton up there. Thank you, game. So I think generally we are doing pretty good. So I'm aware that I'm running out of time on this video. So what we're going to do is just have a quick look round and see what's going on in this area. I mean, bound to be steel again, but that's okay. Hopefully we'll be able to get the power station built. We've got the coal here. Let's just check the heating situation here. Just to double check that everything is... Of course, always worries me when I come in here and I see it's all red, but of course red is good when it comes to heating. It's when it goes the opposite color. I think it's there. I think red is good, isn't it? Yeah. So we are. I think we probably need some more workers in here. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to get a bus, proper bus. I should have done that a little while ago. We're not really getting the workers in here. What I need is something that's got 55. I think maybe it's time now to put a bigger bus on here, and I think I can assign you to, is it Colville heating bus? I think that's the one it's got to be, isn't it? I think that's the route. Let me just check, make sure I've assigned it to the right. Yeah, this is the one here. And of course what's slowing things up a little bit is the fact that, so we're going to need to get some tech services out here. We'll be able to get and start ploughing this area. Got a warehouse here that's actually, wow, it's got 48 tons of food in it. Wow. We're going to need to limit that. A little bit of a strategic error there, and we're going to have to kind of just knock that clothes supply down as well, because of course the trucks are delivering here and it's going into the warehouse here, so we've certainly got enough food and clothes to get through there. And I think this is where I'm going to leave it. What I'll do is I'll play on through to about the end of January just to get through this cold winter period. So until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.